Cool, cool, cool. All right. You ready?
The birds work for the bourgeoisies.
Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
It's blooming.
Hey, yo, is this thing on?
Hey, you. Thanks for clicking on this video and welcome back to our recording. And I know what you're thinking. It's been a while since I've seen my favorite co-host Gage and Ethan do their thing, and that's why we're here. We're here to set the record straight, basically catch y'all up with what's been going on in our lives, and give a state of the address of the channel and what's going on. But Ethan, let's just kick it, man. I mean, it's been a while since we've done a podcast, so I just want to catch up with you, man. How have you been doing? And let's just get right into it, man.
I've been good, man. You know, the holidays is here. We're quickly approaching the end, and honestly, every single year it feels like it goes by faster.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one thing I'm noticing about life is I'm already 22 years old. I'm gonna be 23 in
Damn.
May.
I'm 56 years old.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
And I know. Damn, I can't believe it. But that's the reality of it. We're all getting old. All of us who used to be kids, we're getting old now, and it it's a weird feeling, man.
It honestly is, because I'm not used to being like a grown man. Or it's my grown man
Yeah,
impression. Arr.
yeah. That's a pretty grown man impression. I feel like we both have been doing our grown man impression. Just being working men, working long day jobs, and being contributing members to society.
More
I
or
think that's
less.
yeah, more or less, right? But
There are definitely some degenerative activities thrown in.
on the side, on the weekends, there's some crazy
uh,
stuff.
Weekends,
Whatever.
weekday.
Oh, you already know we're going. It's going live at Sixth Street in San Marcos. When we are in San Marcos, you already know. But no, Ethan, I obviously you and me have both been super busy with work. We both graduated a couple months ago, and we're both learning how to become adults. So we're trying to find time to balance the podcast and balance our work lives and balance our family and our friends and the trips that we want to do and all this stuff. So I don't know, just to go to you, man, how are you like processing all of this? Like, you are truly an adult and at a younger age than a lot of our friends too. How have you kind of like just, I don't know, adjusted, man, especially with this holiday season? You have to buy presents for everybody. You're having to like do all this shit. I don't know, man. I'm just interested to hear how you deal with it.
Honestly, I miss the good old days where we would just watch ABC Family Countdown to Christmas and watch every single Christmas movie imaginable. And then I'd wake up on the 25th and there'd be presents under my tree. No job, no nothing. Like that, those are the good old days. But now, the past month, every year I tell myself I'm going to do Christmas shopping early. And I never do it. Like, I never do it. Like, this past Christmas, what I did was I had everything planned out, right? I knew exactly what I wanted to get every single person. But I decided to wait until the last minute to get all those gifts, which made everything's like way more stressful. Because honestly, it gives me a new perspective, like thinking about how stressed out my parents were when we were younger and getting presents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
like, oh my god, like they were getting this like for me, I was lucky enough to get like what was it like 5 or 6 gifts every year, and to think how stressed out they were running around trying to get the gifts I wanted. And now I'm only getting my like family members like 1 or 2 gifts each, and I'm stressing out over that. Like
yep. And
that's
we have the
nuts.
luxury of online shopping at our hands. When our parents were shopping for us as kids, they had to go into Toys R Us. They had to walk in and buy the Lego sets. They had to go in and buy in my case, I had a lot of wrestling action figures growing up. I had like hundreds of them. So that was what my parents always bought me for Christmas. But I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I tried to get all my Christmas shopping done a little bit earlier. I succeeded better than you did. I know you were doing
Facts.
a lot of last minute Christmas shopping, but no, dude, the one thing that really like stood out to me during this whole break was I thought about what I was doing as a kid during these times, and we had 2 weeks off for Christmas every year. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I would kill for 2 weeks off during the
Yes,
holiday
bro.
season
Like I
because
would
it's just,
kill.
it's work, it's work, it's work. And then, unfortunately for us, Christmas fell on a weekend this year, Saturday and Sunday. And then we're right back to work Monday and Tuesday. It's just like,
Honestly, that's unfortunate
I
though,
don't
because
get it.
if you think about it, if it was during the week, they probably like our jobs probably wouldn't have gave us those days off before. You know what I'm saying? At least like with at least it was on the weekend, so we got the Saturday, the Sunday off, and we got the Friday off for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they got the Monday off too. Like we got like Monday off to a certain extent.
Technically, we got Monday off. Yeah, that's fair. Um, but no, I'm just saying overall, I think as a kid, you take that for granted. You're like, oh man, we only have 2 weeks off, and then you have to go back to school. But it's like, now that I think about it, I would do so much to just worry about having to learn for 6 hours a day, come home, and then just not have to work or do any of that stuff. I don't know. It makes me just reminisce and enjoy my childhood. And I got to spend my holidays with my family, with my cousin who just got married. Um, it's just so crazy, man. Growing up and getting to see all the people that, all the cousins and aunts and uncles I used to grow up with at family reunions are all 10, 15 years older. It's nuts, man. It's hard to believe.
It really is because like I'm so used to all of us like running around, like taking our holiday walk around the neighborhood, but like now it's like, I'm honestly a lot more lax to be honest. Like for
Yeah.
me, it's a lot more like I have to do like I feel like I'm more present if that makes sense. Like I'm present in like
Was that a
Christmas.
Christmas pun? A
Yeah,
Christmas present?
yeah. I'm glad it landed.
Okay. I got it. I mean,
The, the viewers got it too. They're smart enough. Some of them are. No, I'm playing, but yeah, no, I feel like I'm a lot more like present, just in the moment. Like, yeah, presents are cool and I enjoy the time, but like, I like enjoy the entire day rather than like up until the afternoon after presents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember because as a kid, it was just like you want to open presents. That was the only thing. You didn't really care about anything else. For me, I don't think I opened my presents until like late on Christmas. Like it wasn't until like afternoon. And as a kid, I would have been like bugging my parents, like, why haven't we opened presents yet? But as an adult, it's just like, no, you got to go visit family. You got to go do your own thing. So it's just like the priorities have changed as we've grown older. But it doesn't mean you still can't get some cool gifts. I wanted to ask you, Ethan, what was the coolest gift that you got this Christmas?
Ooh, I hate doing that because I'm gonna have family members and friends listening, and they're gonna be like, "Ah, you think you didn't like my gift?" No, I loved all of my gifts. With that being said, nah, honestly, my favorite gift is tough because I got a lot of cool stuff. Uh, but I'd say that probably the most memorable one for me was that like my uncle he passed away earlier this year, and so this year for Christmas, one of my cousins, she like knitted his old T-shirts into hearts, and she gave it to each one of our family members, and we all got them on Christmas. And honestly, I was bawling my eyes out because I didn't know what it was.
Aw.
Like, because they handed it, my parents, like, we all had little, like, red boxes, right? Or red bags. And they handed it to each one of us, me and my siblings, my mom, my dad, and my aunt. And I was like, I opened it up, and I'm like, it's a heart, but it's like, I was like confused. And then I flipped it over and had a little message. And when I tell you, oh my gosh, I love crying, but Jesus, this had me bawling my eyes out. Like I think
Just the
all of
tears,
us,
man.
bro, I think all of us collectively had to take like a 10-15 minute break from opening presents to like all of us had to calm back down again. I think each one of us went to like a separate room because we were all like, a couple of us were like, I'm gonna go put my presents away real quick, and then we were all crying our eyes out up the staircase, and then we put the rest, then we came back and did it, and it was amazing. But I think that heart with my uncle's shirt was probably like one of the most memorable things. It was probably the most memorable present I got this Christmas.
That's awesome. That's a very sentimental gift, and I feel like you can't beat that, especially with the holiday season. Um, just that family, that special gift from that family member, I think can't beat it, man. Can't beat it.
No, you really can't. What about you? What was your favorite gift you got?
See, mine's gonna sound all materialistic compared to yours. Yours is like super sweet. My uncle passed away. I got a shirt. I got an Oculus Quest, bro, and I cannot fucking lie to you. I've been playing NFL Pro Era. I've been slinging some dots to some receivers, man. Christian Watson. Shout out my number one receiver for the Green Bay Packers, man. You already know, man. Well, we're not going to talk a lot about football today, unfortunately, for the people who watch this podcast to just listen to us talk about sports. But yeah, I mean, I got the MetaQuest. I got a bunch of vinyl records, and overall, successful Christmas, man. I cannot complain.
I do have one complaint though.
Okay, what's your complaint?
That I've seemed to seem to be running into a lot this past couple Christmases, right?
Okay.
So for the viewers that have been watching, they know that this summer I've been on I've been on a fitness journey, right? I've been trying to put on more weight, go to the gym, be consistent, and I have succeeded in doing that. I have reached my weight goal, and I am happy where I'm at, right? So the clothes I've been wearing, they've been gotten tighter. I don't like tight clothes. I don't know how everybody else wears their clothes. I really don't like wear tight clothes. I like my clothes loose and baggy for the most part. I don't know, that style is what I like. But I've always liked that, you know? And I've seen of recently, it seems like the last couple Christmases, every piece of article of clothing I got is a size too small. And nothing drives me more insane than when I get a Christmas gift of clothing that doesn't fit me. Because it's like, I like pretty much every article of clothing I get if I'm lucky to get it for Christmas. But it's the fact that it doesn't fit makes me so pissed off. It's like, I see it, I don't know why, but I see it as like a lack of effort. Because it's like, dog, all you had to do was just ask me what size I wear.
Yeah, but okay, that's the thing is like some people get like nervous or they want to surprise you, so they ask somebody else. Like that's the worst part sometimes is like they won't ask me, they'll ask my mom or they'll ask my brother, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, he wears a large or a medium or whatever. So I'm kind of with you, but
this is but my whole thing is it doesn't ruin the surprise. All you have to do is just ask for every single size. Whether you're getting a shirt or a pants, just to throw them off the scent. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna get somebody a shirt, like just ask them for all their size. Or what shirt you wear? Are you wearing medium? Cool. What size pants you wear? Or you wear small? Or you wear a 32-30 or whatever you wear? Cool. What size shoes you wear? This cool. That way you already know what size everything has to be, and then you pass it along to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that doesn't ruin the surprise.
But I mean, I might be a little bit of a stickler when it comes to this stuff, but like doesn't different brands have different sizes? Nikes, you don't wear like 8, or you're gonna wear like an 8 in Adidas. I don't know if that's like accurate, yes, but you know what I mean? Like you got to account for some.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
For some chaos.
But again, that is solved by just asking what size they wear. Because at least, like, even if the Adidas is a tight fit for you at a 9 or a 10 or whatever you wear, at least your response to the person could be, "You told me you wear a size 9. You told me you wear a size 10. Here you go. If it doesn't fit, then you return it." You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's... Because, honestly, I don't like returning stuff anyways, because it seems like I don't care about the gift, when in reality, I really do like the gift. I just want it to fit me. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair enough.
I feel like that's not me being, like... Because I always get, like, nervous, because sometimes I'll get a gift on Christmas, and I'm like, this doesn't fit me, but thank you anyways. And it's like, I feel like it comes across as me being ungrateful, but it's really, like, just frustration. It's like, dog, I'm not ungrateful for the gift. I just wish I could wear it. You know what I'm saying?
And now it puts that pressure on you to like, oh, now I gotta lose weight or I gotta gain weight to fit into this shirt. So next time I see this person,
or I gotta go to the store and I gotta talk to the cashier and hopefully they have the right size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll switch it out for me.
Yeah, no, but
yeah.
Other than that, great Christmas. I just had to get the little rant off about sizing because that really makes me upset. But next year, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna tell everybody individually. I'm just gonna send them a chart of the sizes of stuff I fit. If you don't have to get me clothes. If you're gonna get me clothes, these are the sizes I wear.
Hey, it's better than what I was gonna say. It's better than what Dylan did. Dylan sent like a whole Excel sheet of just shit he wanted to everybody like in the family. He was like, "Here, guys, this is everything." I mean, it's not a bad idea. but it was just like you should have seen how big the Excel sheet was. Dylan was like, "All right, here's everything that you guys could possibly get me," and then
I feel like if you give like a lot of
I mean,
choices, I think you're fine because you're just like, hey, I'm cool with clothes. These are the type of style clothes I like. These are the sizes. Here are some vinyl records I have. Here, get me anything that's not any of the ones that I have. Getting me hip hop, any rap, whatever. Like you get what I'm saying? I feel like
yeah.
that's not as bad, but it's Dylan, so I already know he made it extremely difficult. Well, I mean, that was me and Gage's both of our experiences for the holidays. So, I mean, for the viewers at home, for listening, and for those on YouTube who are watching, I hope you guys had a great holidays. And we're going to have a New Year's up this Friday. And speaking of it being closer to New Year's and December being almost over with, I feel like we should talk about the biggest thing besides Christmas that happened this month. That's the World Cup. My favorite time every 4 years. The greatest sporting event in the world. And I'm so happy because in our friend group, I'm pretty much the only one. Me and Khaled are pretty much the only two that really pay attention to soccer that much. But this World Cup, you guys, Gage, you and the rest of the guys were able to follow along. So I want your initial impressions of what you thought of the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, well, for starters, let me get this across. I love the World Cup. Every 4 years, I'm tuned in. Um, but I think what was different this time around was the past couple World Cups I was watching, and I had a better idea of who all the players were. I was more well informed. Now, this time around, besides your top guys, I was really unaware with a lot of the younger players in this tournament. So, um, man, did I have a blast with this World Cup, man. I gotta lie. Besides the 6 a.m. games that, were kind of terrible, besides that in prime time at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, all those time frames, we were getting some of the best football matches I have ever seen in my life. Let's just talk about the final by itself, right? Not even talking about all the way after the group stages. That Argentina France final, if your eyes weren't glued to your TV, you missed one of the, if not the best sporting event of possibly history. And I don't say that lightly. This was an exciting game from kickoff all the way to the final penalty. And man, I'm just so glad to get back into soccer. If you are a hater of the sport of football, please get some help.
I'm glad
I,
you come. I'm glad you're investigating because I honestly, I be trying to tell like our other friends that don't pay attention to soccer too much or football is that like, dog, it's in my opinion it's the best game, man. It's the people's game. Anybody can play it, like especially the World Cup too, because it's the perfect balance of like just having high level like footballers and even like big stars playing for their national team. They have the pride, you know what I mean? And it has like even though it's not as technically advanced as you would think you'd see like club soccer, because club soccer, for those who don't know, is every year round, except for like 2 weeks or 2 weeks in the summertime you have club soccer. So every single day, every single week, they're getting matches, they're getting training in. So there's a lot higher level of like technical ability you're seeing there rather than the World Cup. Because with the World Cup, those teammates from all these countries, they probably see each other like 2 or 3 times a year, only for like a
mm-hmm.
weekend, for like World Cup qualifying. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really have too much time with each other.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of like, I guess it makes the soccer more volatile. It makes it more crazy because not everybody's disciplined as they would be in club soccer.
Yeah.
So, and it's knockout football. Like it's not like how it is with club soccer where it's the leagues where you get every win you get 3 points, you get a draw you get 1 point, and whoever has the most at the end wins. It's knockout soccer. So minus the first 3 group stage games, it's you either win or you go home, which makes it so exciting because you'll see upsets throughout the tournament. I
Yeah.
know we're gonna have our own World Cup video dedicated sometime in the future where we'll be. I guess we'll break it down. But I'm just glad, Gage. I just want you to talk about your experience because honestly, bro, it's been like 2 weeks now. No, it's been a little over a week now. I'm missing those 9 a.m. 1 p.m. games. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to say the format of the World Cup and the tournament, the way it is, just the way it flew and everything went. I was just really impressed, man. And shout out to Qatar too. I mean, there were a lot of doubts about, having the World Cup in Qatar, but ultimately I think it was a great success. A lot of people seem to have a good time. Um, Again, we saw one of the most historic moments in all of World Cup history, and we'll get to a little bit into why that is. Um, but man, I think the thing that just makes football so special for me is the passion that is had for it. It is a kind of love and energy that you just don't feel for any other sport across the entire world. And me as a as an American who is also Mexican, both of my teams are out of the tournament very early on. Did that stop me from enjoying the rest of the knockout rounds? Not at all. I was still very invested when Brazil lost. Neymar gets sent home early in the tournament. Um, Ronaldo gets sent home in the second round. I mean, like, this was just a beautiful storyline for a lot of players and the ultimate storyline for my GOAT. And if you think any differently, that he isn't the GOAT, again, please go get some help. Get checked
Go
out. It
get
is Leo.
checked.
Go get checked out. It is Leo Messi, the greatest soccer player to ever touch a pitch. I don't think it's close. And again, I'm not an Argentina fan, but I was still watching that game, just dumbfounded by how beautiful the game is, and just everything that brought that moment together. And when we got to see Messi hold up that World Cup championship at the end of the day, man, it was a special feeling. There's nothing like it. If you didn't watch the World Cup these 4 years, please prepare yourself for the next 4 years, because it's going to be here in North America, Canada, United States,
And we
Mexico.
will be there. And we will be
You
there.
and me will be there. You and me will be
Like,
there. We're making plans. We're booking hotels. We're doing all that stuff. We
yeah.
promise we will be there. And by that time, our recording will have some top of the line recording equipment. We'll go pull up, interview
We'll be
some
in person.
players.
Yeah, easy. We're
Yeah.
gonna get Neymar on next episode.
Alfonso
Something slight.
Davies, one of my favorite new players that I've just learned about this tournament. Very excited to see him play.
Baller. Alfonso Davies is a baller, bro.
Uh,
But honestly, Gage, like I honestly, what more can you say? Like you said, perfect. Like this World Cup for me, I've been watching the World Cups or just football in general. I think the World Cup since the 2010 World Cup when Spain won. You know what I mean? And to see like Argentina, like my national team in soccer, win the World Cup, seeing Messi win, like honestly, that's probably my top sports memory is them winning. Like that's superseded anything I've seen, and I can't really talk too much about the Cowboys because I don't have too many happy memories of the Cowboys. That probably supersedes the Mavs winning in 2011 or the Lakers winning in 2010. For me, is my favorite sports memories.
No.
Because bro, I'm just saying the passion, bro. Like that's one thing I feel like a lot of basketball and like football fans in America can like at least respect, because I love football and I love basketball. Like I really do. Like I don't want it to make it seem that way. I really do love those two sports, but there's something different about like soccer and the fans and the energy that just like those two will not have. Like they don't have yet. I will say they do not have yet. And like there's just to see energy in the crowd, to see Messi lifting the trophy finally, and him getting carried around in the stadiums by a mob. Like, oh my gosh, bro! It brought. I don't cry very often in sport. I was bawling my eyes out again. I think we're sensing a pattern, but I was bawling my eyes out when we won. Man, I was so excited.
Well, I mean, it was a special moment. If you don't really know much about soccer, I'm sure you know the name Messi. But just as somebody, and again, I know you're in the exact same boat. You've been watching this guy play since you were little, since I was little, my entire life. Yeah, our entire lives, basically. And for his career to just come to this after losing in the last losing early in the last World Cup, and then losing in the finals, the World Cup before that in 2014, it's just it was a very special moment. I am very happy for Messi. I'm happy for the country of Argentina. Ethan, I was very happy for you. I'm upset you didn't get to go to the parade, but
no, I wasn't. But I had the Hamiltons were there. My brother was there. Like I said, and when we have our World Cup episode he's gonna be on. He's gonna talk about his experience there. But bro, honestly, bro, it was amazing. Like, cause I remember, bro, 2014, I was in Argentina when we lost to Germany. Oh, I was sick to my stomach. It took me a minute, and to watch, and then after that to lose 2 Copa Americas back to back in penalties to Chile, and then for Messi to retire, I was like, no way, no way. And one thing I want, for some small chance that any of the Argentinian players are watching, I want to say I love them, because watching them like just gather around and lift, like, because what a lot of people don't understand is, like, this isn't Messi's like era of players, if that makes sense. Messi's kind of like the OG of OG on this teams, which is weird, because whenever he won in 2014, it was more so his peers, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the players that were on the team when Messi was only senior, not senior, but only championship with the national team in the 2007 or 2008, I think it was 2008 Olympics with Argentina. Those were all those players playing in 2014 for the most part that they lost to. So it felt like it was weird. It felt like he lost with his peers, and to see in 2022 now, all the kids that grew up watching him in 2014. I mean, you look back at some of the messages they have from players like Enzo Fernandez, Julian Alvarez, even the coach Lionel Scaloni. Like, they have tons of threads of these guys begging Messi to stay on the team, and these guys were kids in 2014. Scaloni's case, he was an older player, older manager, or just starting manager, and to see where they are now, like only like 8 years, like, bro, imagine how surreal it might be for them. Like, bro, 2014, we was in high school watching Messi lose the final, and now in 2022, like in Enzo and Julian and Julian's case, like, we were the cat. We gave him, like, we got him there, like, because what a lot of people, like, I think the main difference between Argentina and Messi and Portugal and Ronaldo, not to take the shine away from Messi or even dog Ronaldo, is that, like, if you see Argentina,
you can dog
like,
him. Why not?
if you see Argentina, the players worship Messi.
Yeah.
He is La Pulga, he's everything to them. Like, in Argentina right now, they did a poll that it was like 44% of people would vote for Messi as president. Like, they want to have him on the dollar bill. Like, dog, they worship him. And I think that's something that Portugal never, like, they don't have right now. Is that, like, they don't really want to give, like, they want to win, but it's not like they don't have the, like, what's the best way to put it? Like, the unwavering, like, determined, the way the younger Argentinian players have. Like, the Argentinian players were like, it felt a lot of the time that it was like, it was written in the stars. Like, once the Netherlands game passed, like, we had the moment in the Mexico game where Messi scored that screamer. I know, Gage, you don't want to bring up that memory too much. And then in the Poland game with McAllister and Julian scoring, like, it just felt like the closer and closer we got. Like, I think I could only speak for myself, but it felt like he's gonna do it, isn't he? You just felt it. Like, you felt it. And then when he went 2-0 against France, bro, I was like, bro, he's gonna do it. And then some stuff happened, and I had a heart attack, but we got there eventually. But, like, I'm just so happy, bro, that we won, man. It means so much, especially, like, Argentina's been going through some rough stuff this past couple of years, so at least for them to have that, the players, the people, it means a lot. So I'm so happy that we won.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we'll talk a little bit more about each team and what we thought about the tournament as a whole in a World Cup breakdown video, like you said earlier. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Kylian Mbappe. He was by far the best player in the tournament. Messi obviously was the star of it. He is going to ride away into the sunset with his World Cup championship, but we can't take away from how amazing Mbappe was this World Cup. I mean, you go from winning last World Cup and making it to the finals again and just coming up a little bit short against the GOAT and a very good Argentina team. Man, I'm just very excited for the future of football. And speaking of future of football, talk about the United States. They made it out of the group stages into the knockout stages. Don't need to talk about what happened there. They got knocked out in the first round, but progress, as we saw.
Progress.
And we actually had this conversation a lot, Ethan, and I think this is a good topic for the podcast. We're definitely going to milk the shit out of this on TikTok and Instagram if you guys are seeing this. But I mean, we talked about what it would be like if the United States took soccer seriously in this country. And our friends, a lot of them were convinced that you could take any professional athlete in the NFL, in the NBA, in the MLB, and put them in a soccer field, put them on a soccer field with little training, and expect them to beat some of these world class footballists, on the World Cup teams. I would just like to get this straight right off the bat. I think that's BS. I think when you think about how much work these players have put into playing soccer or playing football their whole lives, um, I think it's a little insulting to say that one of these guys could pick up a soccer ball in a couple days and be better than a Messi or an Mbappe. It's just I don't see it. Obviously, you got to give credit to the American athletes. A guy like Tyreek Hill, I think he would be a very good soccer player, but it wouldn't be overnight. It would be a lot of training. It would be a dedication. And again, in a hypothetical world, if Tyreek Hill were to pick up a soccer ball at age 5 instead of a football like he did, we might be having a different conversation. We might be talking about Tyreek Hill being the best U.S. soccer player in the world, but that's all hypothetical. And in the meantime, we just got to assume that all of the United States best athletes are going to go play in the NFL or the NBA. That's just how it is.
I agree with you. I do feel it definitely is insulting to say that, like, and I know my friends don't really mean it that way. Our friends do. They don't mean it that way, but it's like the best way I put it is like I do feel like some of the U.S.'s best athletes in football, basketball, even baseball could definitely translate and be pretty. It could play professional soccer, but I think it's only a certain few because I think what people like to forget is that like players such as like LeBron James or Kevin Durant or the Aaron Donalds, I don't think they would translate to soccer. Like even them, especially LeBron, the supreme athlete that he is. And it's not that I'm doubting how great of an athlete is that soccer doesn't have athletes the size of LeBron James playing in the game, nor have they ever played in the game. And it's a little bit disingenuous to think that LeBron James is unique; he's one of a kind. But to say no other country ever on the earth has ever had an athlete with similar build as LeBron James ever try to play soccer is disingenuous. Like there has been, like LeBron is not unique in that sense of like there has been, and in the span of human histories, there's been LeBron James. I'm not talking about the success level and how great he is at basketball. I'm talking about body type and such. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it in soccer because soccer has the great equalizer, lower center of gravity. Players like LeBron, there's a reason why you don't see 6 foot pluses, high 6 foot pluses, and 7 foot plus athletes play soccer. Like you'll see goalkeepers be that tall, but you won't see any outfielders for the most part be that tall, and that's because of low center of gravity. They would get absolutely. I'm saying this right now. Athletes like Aaron Donald, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Tyreek Hill, I think could do it. But I'm saying the larger athletes like LeBron James, Aaron Donald, I don't think they could do it in soccer. I honestly don't believe it. I think we're not seeing. I think a lot of people are ignoring the fact about the center of gravity. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you. I think Tyreek Hill is a great example of this. I think like obviously when you take into account his track speed and his height, I think he's a perfect build for soccer. I think that again, in a hypothetical world, he picks up a soccer ball instead of a football as a kid. Tyreek Hill would translate very easily. LeBron is interesting because when you think of a guy like LeBron, like you mentioned, 6'8", just a huge body, and I mean he was made to play basketball, right?
So fast, so agile.
So fast, exactly.
I feel like he could translate to football, but like I said, I think soccer is a different animal in the sense of the lower center of gravity. When you're that big, there's a reason why you don't see any players from. Because if you're saying there's no people that's 6'8", 250 in any of these European countries, not even just European, in any of these African countries or Asian countries, that like you just don't know how like the body works. Like of course they might be in less of them compared to America, but they still haven't. There's a reason why we haven't seen too many of them translate. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we've had in soccer, we've had the Peter Crouches being that tall. We've had the Zlatans. We've had the Aquafem was like like I said. There's a reason why we don't see as much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think, like you said, the low center of gravity is something you really don't understand until you step onto a pitch and you see how easy it is to control the ball. I mean, look at the best player of all time, Leo Messi. He's a midget. He's like 5'6", 5'7", probably shorter than you and me, you and I, us short kings,
Yeah,
right? Stand up.
he's about the same height as us. We're
Exactly.
definitely taller than me, but we're at the same height as you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I,
So I mean, like with LeBron, sorry, I don't mean to stop you or anything, but I think LeBron would translate as a goalkeeper. I'd like to challenge you on Aaron Donald a little bit because I think Aaron Donald is just a freak of an athlete. Obviously, his build is made for football. But when you look at his height, he's only 6 foot. And I
you,
mean,
you see how
he's
big
just
he is, though.
no, I understand. But I'm saying that comes from conditioning. He had been conditioned to get his body to play football. Again, in a hypothetical world, if Aaron Donald at 10 years old instead says, I'm going to put the weights down, I'm going to lean up, I'm going to get real nice and, get a lot of stamina so I can play soccer, you don't think he could do it? I think that low center of gravity is what helps him be such a good football player that I think his athleticism would just help him. Um, and obviously his body shape would have to be completely different. I'm with you. I don't think he could play at the 280, 300 pounds that he's playing football at right now. But if he were to go to soccer, I think that his athleticism would just would have naturally carried over had he decided he wanted to play that.
Maybe, but I think like I'm not down the fact that I feel like he's without the weight, like his just like the height probably helps him with the lower center of gravity. But I feel like what a lot of people are missing in the U.S. is they don't have like that identity. The U.S. soccer doesn't have an identity for which the youth plays with. Like there's a reason why Brazilians play with a certain type of flair. There's a reason why the Argentinians and the Uruguayans and the Chileans play with a certain type of grit and anger and like smooth, like silkiness at the same time. There's a reason why the English play with a certain level of athleticism. There's a reason why the Italians play like this. You get what I'm saying? And until the U.S. can figure out the identity of what they're gonna be, and the youth will follow suit, then we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? They'll forever be stuck in this limbo of what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that you don't build overnight. That's something that is ingrained into the society. For example, there's the reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, and let me know in the comments below. But there's a reason why the Brazilians play with a certain flair and they have a certain level of ball control. Is because early in the history of soccer, especially in Brazil and southern countries below the equator, a lot of the black players they'd have rules in place where fouls would not be called on their behalf, only on the white players. So they themselves find ways around the rules to still play great, but knowing they were never going to get the calls that the white players were going to get the calls. So there's a reason why the Brazilians have such a great body control, can shield the ball, because that's like it goes back to history, to their answer. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So again, it goes to the U.S. Like, when will the U.S. ever get that identity? Because like I said, basketball, we have a certain level of swagger that we play with, even compared to European countries. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep. I mean,
until
hey,
that's decided.
I was just gonna say that's really interesting you bring that up, man, because with the World Cup coming up next in North America, we've obviously seen a huge surge of popularity in the United States with football, and I guess soccer is what we're calling it here in the United States. And then now the rumors of Messi just won his World Cup off of probably one of the greatest just runs of all history, might be coming to the United States. That it just feels like everything is kind of trending in the right direction, E. And I feel like you also have possibly the most talented U.S. soccer player to ever grace a U.S. soccer field in Christian Pulisic. Now, I know it's early to say in his career, but have we ever seen an American player like him make such an impact in the Premier League at such a young age? I mean, I can't recall.
No, I don't think like the U.S. has had great players in the past. I don't want to disrespect players like Landon Donovan,
Landon
Keith
Donovan, yeah.
Dempsey, like Jermaine Jones. Like the U.S. has had great players. I think what the U.S. missing, and I think a lot of people saw this World Cup. Not to get too technical for the viewers that don't care too much about, like the analytical side of soccer. But I think what the U.S. is missing is they're missing a star. And Pulisic is a very good player. But when comparing Pulisic to the players of Argentina, Brazil, Spain,
France.
Germany, France, England, Italy, each one of those teams have about 3 Christian Pulisic's,
Yeah.
and then 3 or 4 players a notch above him. And until the U.S. can ever get that player on the notch above Christian Pulisic, I don't think the U.S. will go very far.
I'm with
that's what I think they were missed this World Cup is that in the round of 16 game against the Netherlands kind of took the approach of like, okay, we know how athletic the team is, we know how good defensively y'all are, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit back, even though we know we have better attackers than y'all. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna see what y'all can do with the ball. And I think that game entirely encapsulated what the U.S. Soccer team is compared to the rest of the world. Yes, we have athleticism. We have more athleticism now than we ever had. Yes, we do have great players in Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Musa, Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Serginho Dest, Robinson. Like, we have good players. We don't have a guy yet. Like, we don't have a generational guy yet. And I think it'll happen one day. Like I said, maybe it's that 6-foot Aaron Donald that plays soccer instead of football growing up that becomes it. But I think hopefully if the U.S. does well in 2026 and they inspire the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think the United States are definitely in the right direction. Like you said, the popularity of the sport is only getting bigger. With the possibility of Messi coming here is going to make it even bigger. So again, it all starts with just more kids wanting to play soccer, more kids wanting to play football in this country. So, yeah, I just let's just hope for the best of the future of the sport, and we're very excited for the next World Cup. But I think that's where we'll end this part of the conversation. We mostly wanted to do this video to just inform all of our viewers who have been keeping up with us for the past year or two, what we've been doing, and give y'all our end of year recap, basically. Give y'all our favorite albums, our favorite movies, our favorite TV shows of the year, and we'll get to all of that. I'm really excited to present all of that stuff to you guys. But Ethan, I know we wanted to talk a little bit more about like what we want from our recording. Again, no, we haven't been on the consistent uploading schedule that we have planned on being on, but this is still something that we're very passionate about. We're still going to put in a lot of work, and I know that coming into the new year, one of my resolutions is putting more effort into what we're doing here and putting out more content for the viewers.
No, I want to double that. Like, I hope you guys thinking that we've been this mini hiatus that we don't care. No, we care, and we guys love making content just for y'all. Even though we appreciate y'all, we love making it for ourselves. And so, thank you guys for supporting us. It's been a great year, and we keep going. I know me, Gage, we want to thank every single guest that we've had on this show this year, season 2, and the end of season 1. You guys are the world to us. Even the new people that we met as guests, you guys are great, and I really appreciate each and every one of y'all for giving us some of your time. And please, guys, go look back at season 2, season 1 as well, and give all our guests some support and some love, man. It's the holiday season. We have enough to go around. So I think y'all should go do that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of it to go around. Lots of great guests, like Ethan mentioned. Lots of people that we met for the first time this year, had a lot of great interviews. And again, just couldn't thank y'all more for anyone who's ever reposted any of our stuff on our social media or give us a follow on YouTube or follow on one of our social pages. We are so grateful. We are so excited for the future of what we have coming for our recording, and hope you guys will stick around with us for it. So I say let's just get right into it, man. I've been so excited to talk about this. I think this is the one part about end of year that is my favorite, is we get to recap everything that's happened this year, and we get to look back at the beginning of the year and say, damn, that really happened in January. That feels like so long ago. And I've just got so much love for a lot of the media that was put out this year. Ethan, where do you want to start, man? You want to start with movies, music? What do you want to do?
Uh, I think we should start with music. So what we're gonna do, guys, for the viewers that are listening on Spotify, Apple Music, and for the watchers on YouTube, we're gonna be doing top five. So we're gonna be doing our top five list of everything throughout the year. Our favorite music, our favorite TV shows, our favorite things that we've bought, our recording moments, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna kind of do a speed run through it. Let us know some of your top five moments down in the comment below. Gage, what do you want to start with? We doing music?
Yeah, let's start with music, man. I've got, man, you said top five, right?
So my question to you is, lightning round. What's your top five albums of the year?
That is so tough. Okay. I don't know if I can give it to you in any particular order right now, but
Give me top five favorite. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give you my top five. When I look back at 2022, these are the albums I'm gonna think of. Jid, The Forever Story, Don FM by The Weeknd, Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. And I think my last one is going to have to be Gemini Rights by Steve Lacy. Man, dude. And I still feel like I'm missing so many good albums. I'll regroup to name some of my honorable mentions, but Ethan, you can go ahead and drop some of your top five favorite albums too.
It's five favorite albums of the year. I'm gonna have to go with Gemini Nights by Steve Lacy. Ramona Park Broke My Heart. And Staple.
I forgot that album came out this year too, man.
The Forever Story, Jid. And I Never Liked You, Future. Is that four?
Mm-hmm.
I need one more, right?
Yeah.
No Thank You, Lil Sims.
Oh, okay. All right.
Try to mix it up, and I honestly, honorable mention, shout out to Love for Rent by Shmino. That has been in my head for the past month. All the albums I listed, I know me and Gage maybe overlapped on a couple of them. Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
If you haven't already.
Yeah, and again, shit, man, I don't even want to make this like a concrete top five because, like I said, I mean, these are albums that, man, I forgot so many. Bad Bunny dropped this year. Totally forgot about that. Un Verano Sin Ti, great album. Obviously, he's a megastar, but going into some of the hip hop albums that really stuck out to me this year, man, I didn't even mention Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. Great album. That's probably top five this year for me. Actually, I might replace it instead of Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers. I do really like Kendrick's album.
Kendrick album was very good too.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Got to keep Denzel Curry in that conversation though. Only Built for Infinity Links, Quavo and Takeoff. I know, obviously, last year for hip hop losing, big year for hip hop losing Takeoff, and I don't know, man. I'm always gonna look back and listen to that album and just feel a little bit of nostalgia, especially when I hear Hotel Lobby, To the Bone, To Infinity Links. Man, it's just real sad stuff.
Yeah, rest in peace, Takeoff. Rest in power. That's not a bad list, man. Like I said, we just gave a quick top five favorite projects. So
missed Logic.
Don't be his
Logic dropped Vinyl Days.
That's an.
Saba
how could I could
Saba dropped a few good things.
Shout out to SZA, my love. I love you. I love you, SZA. Oh no. Who's that coming through the crowd? I know
What?
that who I think it is.
Oh, wait. Do we have a special guest here on Are We Recording joining us
Special
live?
guest, special guest,
Special guest. And actually, perfect timing. We've got Xavier joining us and joining the Are We Recording podcast. Hey, welcome back, man. When was the last time did we have you on for season 2?
No, I don't think I haven't been back in I think a few months, man. Since y'all started the season 2, man. I think I've only been involved with a couple episodes.
But you have been helping us out behind the scenes, so my brother, thank you for the help.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
And now we're excited to have you join us here, man. It's our end of the year recap right now. We just got done talking our top 5 albums of the year. X, do you want to go and give us your top 5 list? What were some of the albums you were bumping in 2022?
Let me pull up my little list because I have some feelings. Y'all saw my end of the year rap from Spotify. You already know who my top artist is. I'm gonna give him a shout out. I can't. I'm gonna give him an introduction. I can't get enough of this guy. Shout out to Dreamville. Shout out to Cole for putting out some of the best artists in the world. Shout out to everybody else who listens to these guys. And I think it's better than Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which I know is crazy to say. Let me turn off my phone ringer. I think JID's The Forever Story is my favorite album of the year. I think that's one.
Oh, you got it?
I already got it on vinyl. I already got it on vinyl, man. I had to. X, I'm with you, man. This is my favorite album of the year, but I'm interested to hear your rest. So go ahead.
Oh my God. That's one. My little list. So that's one. Let me go scroll down and give you all the right ones. This is gonna be weird. I know I just dissed him earlier. I'm also a big Kendrick fan. My background is blurred, but I have had a poster of Kendrick Lamar since I was like a teenager. So Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is my 2. 3, I'm not doing it on best, but just ones I really did enjoy. This is kind of another weird one. I have a weird list, man. I really liked Smino's Love for Rent.
I was just talking about it before I got on air. Or before you hopped on. Hey, that song with Reggie, nuts.
Bro,
Reggie's up next too. When we do our who's up next for next year, a little sneak peek.
Hey,
but
I'd like to give
continue.
Yeah, I'd like to give a very quick shout out to Kenny Mason, who also released his album Roughs this year. Very good. I think he's going to be on my who's next artist to keep an eye on for 2023.
Yeah, I just feel, I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly, Smino is one of those artists that if you like whisper it into a girl's ear at like whenever all the artsy girls love that you're a Smino fan. They're like, oh my God, like you have such good taste. So he's in my top 3. I also really liked Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, Vince Staples. I'm a big Vince Staples guy. I just think Vince Staples approaches each album and each song he kind of does with a different intensity, but still the same level of like, he approaches perfection, but everything's different. I kind of like those artists. That's why I like JID. That's why I like, Dreamville or anything Kendrick does. They bring a special art to what they do, especially you watch the short film that Kendrick put out for the album. Like that is easily, even like in cinematic purposes, a great short film. Like rappers aren't doing that anymore, man. And then Gemini writes Steve Lacy.
Okay. Pretty similar list, I would say.
Thank you.
Very similar list.
Support black artists.
Similar list. Support black artists.
Hey, couple.
Next 5.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I just wanted to name off a couple more honorable mentions. I totally forgot about. I think just goes to show how great the year was for music. Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin, a late entry, but I've been re-listening to that album so much lately. We got to talk a little bit about Destroy Lonely. I know he had a huge part of this year. He's got some anthems that I know me and Jay Will are definitely going to be bumping in the whip. A lot of the other guys. Also, Flawless Like Me by Lucky. Yeah, I got to mention it too. Again, there have been so many albums, so many that I'm probably forgetting to mention. So let us know in the comments what your favorite album of 2022 was. And I think now we can get going with and X, I'm glad you're here for this. You joined perfectly just in time for it. We're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2022. I'm really interested to hear what y'all have for this list. But before we do that, just a precursor. I want to hear what was the most disappointing movie of 2022 for you guys. What's one movie that y'all saw and said, man, that wasn't as good as the hype. That wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so like just disappointing. Like I had high expectations, or a
Yes.
movie that I knew was gonna be ass and turned out to be ass.
Movie that you had somewhat high expectations for and that ended up not living up to those expectations.
Ooh, that's a tough one. X might be able to root for X. You got one off the top of your head?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't want to like trash the MCU. I do that enough. But
Oh, I know what movie you're gonna say. I'll let
Yeah.
you go first. That might be. That's not a bad. I'll let you go first. So.
Are we both thinking of Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, or
Oh, I was thinking of a different Marvel movie.
really? Mine was The Multiverse of Madness because I felt like it was really good, but it's Marvel. Knew exactly what was coming into it. Like they marketed it as like we're finally giving a director like Sam Raimi free reign, and he got a few shots I could tell he wanted to get in the movie, but there's a lot where I could tell he had to shoehorn a lot of stuff in just so it would fit. And also, I think the internet got a hold of this one and it ruined another MCU product by like speculating that, oh my God, this is going to be in it and this is going to be in it. And Tom Cruise is going to be playing Iron Man and Tobey Maguire's in the movie. And then when it didn't happen, like a bunch of audiences were disappointed. And I had to sit through Twitter dialogue for 2 months about why they were mad that this movie sucked. I just didn't like the story a lot. I didn't like I don't know. I just felt like you got Benedict Cumberbatch is a great actor. You got to give him more to work with.
Yeah,
I'm
with
I
you.
know Dylan is skipping in his seat right now.
No,
He's been saying that for like months.
Dylan is, but the thing is, Dylan will say this is the biggest embarrassment in all of the MCU. If you know my brother Dylan, he likes to exaggerate about this kind of stuff. I personally was disappointed with Multiverse of Madness too. I'm not gonna say it was the worst piece of dog shit movie I've ever seen or anything, but it definitely didn't live up to the expectations for me. And I kind of feel the same way about Thor: Love and Thunder. That was another movie I watched in theaters this year, and I had a couple good laughs. Obviously, that's what a Marvel movie is supposed to do nowadays. But besides that, just a lot of missed opportunities. I feel like you had a great villain there, and Chris Hemsworth is obviously awesome. I think working more with the Guardians of the Galaxy was something they could have done, and that's my most disappointing movie.
I was enraged when you take an actor like Christian Bale, you give him that little screen time, and every minute he's on screen, he eats. And I'm like, how are you in the editing room thinking, nah, we need less of this?
It's just they saw Natalie Portman and they're like, we need more of this. And I won't disagree with you because Natalie Portman is man, she's a special woman. But Ethan, go ahead. You can. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I gotta move on before I say something I might regret. Ethan, what is your most disappointing movie of 2022?
Since both of y'all went for MCU picks, I'm gonna go for something that's not in the MCU. So for me, I gotta say, Don't Worry, Darling. The Olivia Wilde directorial movie. I thought it was just cool. Like I thought it was very, like first 2/3 of the movie, I was like, all right, this is pretty interesting, and then some questionable scenes happened, and the ending happened, and I was like, why did I spend 2 hours watching this? So Don't Worry, Darling. Yeah, it was not for me to say.
Okay. All right.
To be honest with you, I feel like that movie is the biggest waste of a great concept I've seen in the last 5 years. Because if you look at like the script and it's like beginning stages, the way, like, think of the story. Spoiler alert. Like the whole simulation stuff, like Atlanta did it better.
Yeah.
Like that's how I looked at it, because every simulation thing, every surreal simulation tech thing did it better than they did. And also, she used the movie just to sleep with Harry Styles.
Hey, I mean, yeah, do what you got to do, I guess, right? But okay, well,
I'm a big Florence Pugh fan as well. I love her in Little Women, and I thought she was probably the only.
Yeah, so I was just about to say, I think you guys are bigger movie buffs, or at least you guys were in 2022. I feel like there were a lot of movies that I wasn't able to get to. So I'm just gonna give y'all three of my favorite. I'm not gonna give y'all my top five, but I do want to hear y'all's top fives. Let me just give y'all a couple movies that I saw in theaters and I loved. Let's start with Top Gun. I think Top Gun was awesome. Given that the first one came out like 30 years ago. This one was a perfect sequel. I don't really usually say that about sequels, especially to movies that came out so far or so long ago. But I think that movie was awesome. Effects were great. Tom Cruise is awesome. Another movie I just watched recently that I'm going to put at the top of my list is Bullet Train. I had just a lot of fun watching that movie. I really don't think it was anything that should be winning awards or anything, but just a great time. I sat down, watched it with my family, and laughed the whole time. And finally, I think the last movie I am going to give a shout out to for this year. Man, this is tough. I'm looking through my list right now. I'm going to say The Batman. I think The Batman was very exciting. I'm excited to see, besides all the bullshit that's going on with DC, the DC movie universe right now, I think Robert Pattinson is a bright spot, and I hope they keep him around to play Batman for a few more movies.
X, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
You can take it. You're all good.
All right, my top five for the year. 5, I want to shout out Pinocchio, the Netflix Guillermo del Toro. I never gave a damn about old Disney movies for the most part. Anything that's not Lion King or Tarzan, don't care for any of the old Disney movies. Never cared for Pinocchio. I have watched it though, and this 2022 rendition is by far the best version of Pinocchio. If you never cared about Pinocchio, watch this movie and you'll probably care now. It is not a kids movie, so do not watch your younger siblings or cousins. Definitely very, very dark, but it is very, very good. Which is surprising considering that Disney Plus had a Pinocchio come out with Tom Hanks that sucked balls. But this Pinocchio on Netflix is my animated movie of the year. I love animated movies. That is at number 5. For number 4, One Piece Film Red, the greatest One Piece movie made so far. It's halfway a musical. I hate musicals. I don't care. I love One Piece Film Red. Number 3, I'm gonna go with The Batman. Gage, you already said it. The Batman, it's already my second favorite Batman movie, behind The Dark Knight Rises. I don't care, y'all haters. Number 2, I'm probably gonna go with Avatar. I thought that was the prettiest movie I've ever seen in my life. If you haven't seen Avatar yet, you're gonna end up seeing it. So just stop being different and just go watch it at the biggest theater you can see. And number 1, Babylon. Damien Chazelle's, loved it. Saw it yesterday.
So see,
was
Ethan,
great.
I haven't even seen your number 1 movie. So Babylon, I will have it on my list. I will make sure I watch that movie.
If you're
100%.
If you're interested in old Hollywood movies, it's very much a 3-hour long history lesson, but on steroids and on crack. Think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meets Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meets Wolf of Wall Street. Put it together. That is Babylon.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm excited to check it out. Interesting top 5E. Xavier, you're up next, man.
Yeah, before I get into my list, I'm gonna shout out a movie that's not on my list. Jordan Peele, Nope. You're fantastic. I love you, Jordan Peele. If you're watching this, you're probably not. I'm your biggest fan, and I've loved you since Key and Peele. Right. Even the weird skits you did on Mad TV. All right, I'm done. My top 5 list, I think 4 of my movies are ones y'all haven't named yet. For me, 5 is The Northman. I just love Viking revenge stories. I think the performances all across the board were great. I'm a big fan of Anya Taylor-Joy, big fan of Alexander Skarsgård. I just think everything they do is so perfect. And Robert Eggers is a great director. He actually made a blockbuster this time. I think he did it well.
Yeah, I was about to say, is Willem Dafoe in that movie too?
Yes, Willem Dafoe is quickly becoming like the weirdest man in my life, and I just think that's great. Because after The Lighthouse, I was like, oh yeah, this dude's a freak.
That movie was nuts. But yeah, anyway, continue. Sorry.
4, Triangle of Sadness.
I haven't seen it. It is on my list.
I have not heard of it.
So think of you know how we've been doing a bunch of Eat the Rich movies, kind of like how Knives Out and The Menu very much eat the rich, take advantage of them, stuff like that. So imagine if Woody Harrelson was the captain of your boat and the boat sinks and all of the rich people have to survive on an island by themselves with no food or water and never having to actually do anything for themselves. It's fantastic. Woody Harrelson's hilarious. The cast is great, and it has like a weird dry sense of humor that like you can tell like the director was like, yeah, man, models are stupid. Yeah, so it's a really interesting watch. If I were you, I would just kind of sit down in the evening and watch it. The first act is kind of but the rest of the movie takes off. 3, The Batman. We've rated
So
the Batman.
we've all got it. Yeah, we've all got it in our top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves is one of the greatest directors working. Planet of the Apes trilogy. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Stop watching me. Go watch it. Then come back. 2, Banshees of Inisherin.
That's on my list too.
Yeah, that movie just came out. It's on HBO Max. Some of the most beautiful cinematography I've ever seen. The story is really small and heartfelt, but I just think it's one of the greatest like period pieces and also dramas, and there are some genuinely funny moments in it that actually made me like cackle. And I was like, what is going on? And 1, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ooh, see, okay.
Oh my God, how did I forget? I want to change my list. 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 I want to change my list.
That's a movie I've heard y'all rave about. I still haven't seen it.
Everything Everywhere All at Once shoots above every movie I had. I love One Piece Film Red. Take that shit off. Everything Everywhere take One Piece Film Red. Take it out. Put an honorable mention. Move Everything Down 1. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a masterpiece. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It is perfect in every which way.
Is it number 1
got
on your
Jason
list?
Collins, number 1 on my list. If Jason Collins and Travis LaFalle can agree on a movie, that should tell you all something, the viewers. That movie is amazing. You should watch it with as many people as you can. Sorry, X, I had to go on the rant. I'm sorry I forgot that movie.
You're good. I cried for the first time this year in a theater. 3 weeks after seeing The Batman, I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, and my list was complete. Everything else was going to be fighting for like the bottom 3 of my list.
Okay. All right. Well, you've convinced me. Again, I've heard so many great things about this movie, and I just haven't gotten the time around to it. You'll kind of get that's a trend with me. Anime is kind of in the same boat, but that's a different conversation. I'm really glad to hear that y'all enjoyed movies this year. Before we move on to some other honorable mentions, I have a segment I want to do with y'all. What is a movie for 2023 that you are looking forward to?
Let me think. There's a button you could do.
I kind of have one in mind, and I hate to be the guy who just start. Yeah, I mean, I hate to be the guy who just talks about superhero movies, but I mean, if you were not excited for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, what are you doing, man? I mean, the first one was a masterpiece. I'm sure the second one is going to be just as good, if not better. I'm very excited for the future of Sony Pictures animated Spider-Man movies.
That is a great choice. My choice is going to be for my favorite director, Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Ooh, I'm very, very excited. The trailer looks absolutely nuts. Oppenheimer is coming out the same day as Barbie, which surprisingly, Barbie by Greta Gerwig looks great. So I will be seeing both of them. I will be seeing Oppenheimer first. Is that going to be a movie hop day where I pay for one ticket and go see both? Who knows?
Okay, so Ethan, if I go to the movies with you that day, count me in for Oppenheimer. Count me as a maybe for Barbie. I'm not really sure. I gotta check the trailer. I haven't heard that much about it, but
Barbie looks nuts.
Okay, all right, Xavier, what about you, man?
See, Ethan took both my picks because I was already, I've been talking about like on Instagram. I've been posting like Barbie memes for the past 3 weeks because like the trailer came out and it looks gorgeous, and I was like, my mind was blown. And now I was gonna immediately go see Oppenheimer and watch Cillian Murphy put in the greatest performance of his fucking life. But
yeah, Oppenheimer is gonna be nuts.
But I guess so. My next pick, this is gonna be weird. It's mostly an actor who happens to be in two different movies that are gonna be the biggest I think next year. Shout out to my man Jonathan Majors, the man from Dallas, one of the greatest actors on the planet right now. He's gonna be in Creed 3, and he's gonna be in Ant-Man Quantumania and King the Conqueror. And that's gonna be coming out months to month. He's gonna be coming in movies back to back.
Pause.
Hey, yeah, I know. Whoa, wow. I mean, Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan in a movie. Watch out, ladies. I mean, yeah, I know.
That was so lame, man.
Okay, yeah, let me try again. Hey, another movie we should probably shout out. I haven't thought about it, but it's an animated movie again. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Saw the trailer. I thought it. Oh, come on, man!
It's Chris Pratt's voice. I actually don't even hate Chris Pratt's voice that bad.
No, see, I just want to see Charlie Day as Luigi. That's all I need in my life. I need to see Charlie Day as Luigi, and I can die happy. But okay, I'm very excited to see Oppenheimer, and I'm very excited to see the new Creed movie with Jonathan Majors too. So glad to see we've got some 2023 movies coming up. I don't know, guys. What else do y'all want to recap in 2022? I know there are probably some really good TV shows that you guys want to talk about. I know X, you probably have seen a lot of great TV shows this year.
I think we should. We're towards the end of the show. I think we should speed run the lightning round. So X, what would be your what was your favorite TV show so far this year?
Anime or just regular TV show that the normies watch?
We'll do the normies first.
All right. So the normies will be happy. Season 2. So HBO put two shows back together. Great. The season 2 of The White Lotus is possibly one of the best written TV shows I've seen in a long time. And House of the Dragon was great. It was great to be back in Game of Thrones. It was great to actually see dragons flying around. And the blonde wigs are atrocious, but the dragons are there.
The blonde wigs are back, baby. They're back. That's a great list. For me, my anime of the year, Chainsaw Man. I've been a Chainsaw Man supporter. You can follow me at Twitter at Ethan with a 3, and I've been raving about Chainsaw Man. And I don't think a lot of people realize how great it is. It is a masterpiece. Chainsaw Man is my favorite new gen anime. I love it. It's tied with Vinland Saga, but Vinland Saga has to take a step back at least till next year. Chainsaw Man is it. I love it.
Dude, we've had some of the biggest anime release years in the last 2 years, especially this season. I think this winter was the culmination of all those anime being pushed back during production. We got the new season of Mob Psycho, we got Blue Lock, we got Chainsaw Man, we got Bocchi the Rock, we got the second half of Spy Family, we got all these great shows, and then these random rom-coms. I watched this one called More Than a Couple. I was crying in my pillow at night. So Gage, you gotta get on. Oh, and Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War.
Yeah. Bleach, oh my gosh. I'm not even a big Bleach fan. I know all you big Bleach fans are gonna hate me for the fact that I've never watched Bleach until the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. And I know it's a travesty. You can chew me out in the comments. You can chew me out on Twitter. 1,000-Year Blood War arc has been amazing. Part 2 is coming next year. Part 1 is amazing. If you've never finished Bleach, it's your chance to catch up. If you're like me, just skip and get to 1,000-Year Blood War and then catch up while reading TikToks and watching YouTube videos. But it is great.
Or if you're like me and don't watch anime at all and are trying to keep up with the insane amounts that your friends Ethan, Xavier, and Travis watch, I would say a good show that I watched this year, I might be a little late on it. This probably didn't even come out in 2022, but I just finished Fire Force. I thought it was very fun, very cool. I think if you are a beginner to anime, I'm not saying I'm a beginner. I'm probably intermediate. These guys are advanced, expert level shit. I think Fire Force is a lot of fun. Obviously, there's a lot of sex appeal. If you know.
Fan service.
Yeah, fan service. That's what it's called. My bad. Yeah, sex appeal, fan service. You get the idea. But I just like the dramatic irony in the show. I think the writing is brilliant. And I just had a lot of fun. for a normal show, again, late to the party, but I watched The Boys this year. Third season came out in 2022. I love The Boys. I am hooked. I can't wait for season 4. And honorable mention to Invincible, who are also dropping season 2 in 2023. They don't have a release date yet, but they said season 2 is going to be even more brutal than season 1, and I'm all in. So
I forgot about The Boys. Hey, Carl Urban. I'm sorry, man. Also Homelander being sampled on
Metro Boomin
was that is the anthem of the year. I've been bumping it in the shower feeling like I'm about to go conquer a city. Like I don't know what that's gonna make me do in 2023.
because I'm better.
Actually, this year.
I'm better
Because you need me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Anthony Starr is easily one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood. I mean, think of it this way: outside of like Homelander, no one really knows what he's done until you look at his like filmography. And this man puts out bangers. He did one show. I don't even remember the name of it. A while back, it ran for 3 seasons. He played a sheriff that stole someone's identity, and banger. This man is throwing people through walls like Homelander before Homelander.
All right. Well, I mean, I think we're hitting towards the end of the episode. We've been recording for about an hour.
I think we should. I got 2 more things I need to ask y'all.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
2 more two more lists, a little less top 5 and more so MVPs. I want y'all to give me. It can be anybody in media. Any in media that includes music, television, anything like that. Even comedy. I want y'all to give your MVP of 2022.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I think for starters, you got to name one of your MVPs Kanye West, right?
No comment.
You're stupid.
No.
I didn't know you was gonna set up that joke.
No, Ethan. I mean, Ethan. He is your favorite artist. No, you're not gonna.
I've been dodging the. I am not speaking on this. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Okay, all jokes around here. Obviously,
all jokes. All jokes.
We do not associate with the beliefs stated by one Kanye West. But no, I'm actually interested to hear what you guys think. I'm gonna go with one athlete for me personally, who I think, when it's all said and done, is gonna have the best 2022. And as much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Packers fan, but I'm gonna give it to Justin Jefferson. He has had the most elite wide receiver season I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes.
And
he's doing this with
said that is a lie though.
Okay, but hold on.
No, had a better season last year.
I'm with you. But he's doing this with Kirk Cousins.
And he did it with Matthew Stafford.
But Kirk Cousins is terrible compared to Matthew Stafford. Let's keep it a buck. Justin Jefferson, shout out for being one of Gage Sutton's MVPs. Are we recording MVPs of 2022? I want to hear one of those.
That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it our recordings MVP of 2022. That's what we'll call it.
So he's one of mine. Ethan, I'd like to hear one of yours.
For me, I got 3. I'm going to give some honorable mentions afterwards, but I'm going to cheat and give 3 MVPs. First one, I'm going to give a shout out to Drewski, man. Them could have been record Instagram lives, or literally every time I see the announcement, absolute highlight for me. Second one, I Show Speed. I've never seen a brother have the streets on lock when it comes to football like you have. Speed, you might have done some regrettable stuff that you're going to hate in 20 years, but goddamn, it's been hilarious so far, for the most part. And my third one is my fellow Gemini brother, Steve Lacy. You are an Our Recording MVP.
All right, I like it. X, what about you, man?
I'm also going to cheat. I'm going to give 3 answers and then 2 honorable mentions. My top 3. They're from everywhere around the planet. Be ready. Number 1. Little Messi, World Cup, baby. Hey, man, there's not a man on the planet as good at what they do as he is. I don't care if you're an accountant or a carpenter. I guarantee you're not as good as what you do. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, man. Like, this man wakes up and walks to the bathroom as the greatest soccer player to breathe on this planet. And think about that every day. That's one. Two, I got to give it to, this is going to be crazy to say, but the internet blew up over her series Wednesday. Jenna Ortega's in my top 3.
Oh,
I've never seen an actress be able to have a hold on the internet so quickly, so strong. It took Zoe Kravitz 3 years. It took Zendaya almost the entire run of Euphoria, and Jenna Ortega did it in 2 movies. In Scream, no, in 3 series. She did Scream, then she appeared in You, then she did Wednesday, and some stuff in between. But those 3,
now she's a megastar.
All bangers. Now she's a megastar. Then she has Scream coming out next year, which I'm gonna go see, even though the movie's probably trash. But she's in it, so I'm gonna go see it. Come and level her. You heard it here first. 3, Pete Davidson.
Hey, that is a very good list. I am all on board with Pete Davidson. I thought of my other 2, and I'm excited to hear what you guys think of these. I'm gonna go with another athlete. I wanted to go with Messi, but I feel like I honestly, Ethan, I thought you were gonna go with him, and X, I thought you were gonna go with him. But I'm going to pick this guy because I feel like he's a big part of the reason why my love for soccer has kind of reignited. I was sitting down with Ethan in San Marcos, and we were watching this man play soccer one day. His name is Erling Haaland, man. And he plays for Manchester City. He was not in the World Cup.
The cyborg.
The cyborg, man. He did not play in the World Cup because his country is bad at soccer. But this guy, man, he might be the best soccer player when it's all said and done. He is just so much fun to watch, and I'm crediting him for getting me back into soccer or football in 2022. And lastly, my last MVP, our recording MVP, is Tony Statovici. I don't know how you say his name, but the guy on TikTok who you literally can't go
Tony
on. Tony,
amazing.
You can't go on your feet without seeing this guy. Every single day he's making bangers. I love his work ethic. Tony, you keep doing you, man. I know you probably don't watch our recording, but if you do, join us for a show, man. You seem like a really cool dude, hard work ethic, and your channel is fucking awesome. So those are my 3 MVPs of the year.
That's a great way. Man, I like our MVPs. I guess to my last one. Who's got the Our Recording Up Next award?
Up next.
That's tough. But
any media, right?
Is that anything?
Any media.
Any media, any sports. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I think I think we should all cover different topics, different medias. Spread the wealth.
I have one for music.
You want to do music?
Yeah, I'll start one. I have one for music. All right. Up next. I know I mentioned Kenny Mason earlier. Little hip hop, but my up next for 2023 is a band called Nightlife. They are a soul, like R&B, soul R&B with rock and punk fusion. They're a lot of fun. It's 3 guys out of Baltimore, and the music sounds very nice, very cohesive, and overall vibey. So you should definitely check them out. And that's my up next for our recording 2023. Ethan, what about you? Ooh, you're kind of lagging. Let's revisit.
For
me, you're kind of lagging on my screen, so let's go to X first.
I just had to look up this actress because I want to get her information right, and I want to get her filmography right. Lashana Lynch is my next up. And if you don't know who she is, let me just name off some accolades that this wonderful, talented actor has been in. In 2022 alone, she played the alternate version of Captain Marvel in Multiverse of Madness, Maria Rambeau. She was in The Woman King, and now she's Miss Honey in Matilda the Musical. And if you didn't forget, I know it was last year, she was Black James Bond in No Time to Die. That's 4 massive projects as a Black woman in a year and a half. I think she's going to have a meteoric rise the kind of same way we're seeing Jonathan Majors go through, where we're going to be in the movie theater one day and she's going to be in every single trailer. Which was a crazy moment too. I saw Jonathan Majors every single trailer. I was giddy, man. I was swinging my feet in the air.
I'm very happy to see Jonathan Majors get some more recognition, and just any actor who really deserves that, actor or actress who deserves that recognition. Ethan, you got something for us, man?
I want to give a shout out to 3 people. Actually, I'm gonna cheat again. All 3 people have been on the podcast. Shout out Monty, shout out Remedy, and shout out Young 036 or 036. You 3 are great content creators. Thank you guys for being on the channel, and you guys are up next.
Ooh, hey, yeah, man. I also want to give a shout out to Remedy and Monty mostly. I mean, Young 036 was a great guest to obviously see all the crazy stuff he's doing with the Kansas City Chiefs too. I don't know if y'all saw he made a song for them. So shout out to Young 036, but special shout out to Monty and to Remedy for just the awesome content they put out throughout the entire World Cup. Remedy was doing posts after every single game, recapping every game, and man, it was riveting. It was all over the internet too. Meme pages were posting Remedy's videos left and right too. So I'm very happy to see both of those guys succeed, and hope to share the blessings this year, man. I think our recording, man, we got to get our love too.
I want to give a shout out because I've been kind of away from y'all for a while. So I'm gonna give a shout out to 3 people also. One, I went to my little brother Jalen's basketball tournament today. The man played 2 games and dropped 39, 40 points altogether, along with, I think, 5 of 10 assists. He backpacked his team and brought them back from a 20-point deficit in his second game in a tournament. That's my little bro, and you're doing great things. He watches every one of y'all shows, by the way. I went home.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I went home to Christmas. He was quoting y'all stuff to me. And I hadn't even watched some of these episodes. And he was making Ethan jokes to me. It's sickening. Ethan's invaded my home life.
That's been my goal. So I've succeeded.
And also, shout out to you 2 guys, man. I've been keeping up with y'all. Y'all are really putting in good work. A lot of growth, man. A lot of growth versus, like, technically, y'all's podcast is better edited and your content is better curated and y'all are really getting into it. I can see the effort. And I'm a production nerd. I can see y'all stepping up your goals there. And also professionally, man, both these, man, what y'all doing in your professional lives, I respect it. As a recent graduate, I've been watching y'all and trying to prepare like y'all. I appreciate it.
Hey, well, Xavier, while we're giving out shout outs, man, I want to thank you and the rest of the RE recording crew who weren't able to join us for the episode today, but Danny and Jarris and Ashton, and Xavier, obviously, too, and Ace, too, for helping us with artwork. Man, there's just so many people we got to thank. Hey, even the Void Basement for helping us out and figuring out how
the
to
Void
stream
Basement,
stuff,
too.
I really appreciate. Yeah, go ahead.
Shout out to them as well. I need to add them on. I'm going to clip them at the end of the Void Basement as well. You guys are amazing. You guys are up next.
We'll link them in our caption or in our description too. But I want to thank Danny, Jarris, Ashton, Void Basement, Xavier, you too, man. I don't think our recording would be where we are in 2022, heading into 2023, if it weren't for the work that you guys helped us put in. And like me and Ethan said, we're very excited to see the future of this podcast and excited to see all of the growth that as a group we're all making. And yeah, man, I'm just very excited for the future, man. I think this is a kick-ass episode. I'm glad we kind of got to get some shit off our chest and talk and kind of get some of this out into the air, just about where we've been, because it has been a busy year. But we're coming back in 2023 and we're coming stronger. We're coming harder. We're coming better. Pause. Are we recording?
Nah, don't pause.
Wait, hold on. Have we been recording this whole time?
Nah, no pause.
No pause.
No pause. It's 2023. No more pauses.
Hey, no more pausing. We gonna get in there. I want you to know that.
Hey, no apologizing, man. We have no regrets in 2023. Well, for 2022, This is our recording signing out. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching all year round. We really appreciate y'all. X, thank you for joining us for our end of year recap. We appreciate hearing all of your feedback and all of your opinions. If you like the episode, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all the socials, and leave in the comments what your favorite albums were, what your favorite movies were, all that junk. Make sure you follow us on all that junk. And yeah, for Ethan Hamilton, the young Rottweiler. I'm Gage Sutton 007. Thank you guys for watching our recording. We will see y'all again in 2023.
It's blooming.
Hey, is this thing on?